Carlos and Ryan, and we know that you're dying to hear what we have to say today. I say we hear what we have to say today. It's the blank. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in. Yeah. And I'm the star here. Don't you ever forget it. I am the person here. Don't steal my fuck. Yeah. Young world. I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Today, I am extra excited because we have a guest. We have a guest. For Jesus has answered my prayers. We actually have a guest. And it's not just any guest, a pretty important guest. The person whose name has been mentioned here a few times, but we couldn't put a face to the name. But she's finally here. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a second.
I literally, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Alesha!
Yes.
Okay,
sorry.
Alesha. Alesha, everyone. Welcome. Wow. After so many weeks, wow, you're finally here. We're excited to have you here.
Yeah. Exciting to be here.
The cool thing is that we actually have our first guest. And the thing about it is that Carlos and I have been speaking about this. And for those who have kind of followed us throughout this fucking journey in itself, we've had, we've been definitely talking about having guests for quite a while now. And funny enough, today's topic, which I hope you enjoy, we've really been, I would say I'm an amateur at it. I don't know what, Carlos, you would consider yourself as in relation to this topic, but the reason why we brought Alesha into this, and then she happily agreed, is because of the topic in itself.
Yeah, because we were just talking to her outside and my jaw dropped the entire time. I'm just like, all right, can you be on our show today? Because we don't know what we're doing. So, and she's like, yeah, okay, I'll, stun on everybody, just, show my skills, show my, and yeah, we were grateful to have you here. Mm-hmm. And we think it'll be a good time.
Yeah, it'll be great.
So, just quickly start, before we get into recent events, I just want to say happy Thursday, everybody. Kind of my go-to talk into or the introduction, but happy Thursday, everybody. And for those who are listening, happy Friday. Everyone knows Thursday is one of my favorite days of the week, kind of thing. So,
which is weird.
But happy Thursday.
You're such a Leo. Anyway. Or is it Gemini? Which one are you again?
It's a Gemini.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. But yeah, recent events. Do the drumming thing again for the news. Every time I have to do that for the news. Every time. So it's the news. It's the news. Recent events. Today, Juicy Smoulier guilty on 5 of the charges.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Paying 2 Nigerian guys $3,500 to stage a racist attack.
So they actually found the guys who
I don't know if the guys were found guilty. They testified against him, so I don't think they're going to face any charges.
They don't face any charges.
But homeboy here is going to face some charges. Probably going to do some time.
That's huge.
In prison.
That's actually huge
for staging a racist attack.
Where?
Chicago.
So for those who don't know what's his name again?
Jussie Smollett.
He was like a famous actor within a certain television show. I don't even know.
Empire.
Show. Empire.
Do you not watch Empire?
No, I definitely
don't. That dude?
Yeah, that guy.
Really?
Yeah. Found guilty today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, doing some hard time.
Very, very dumb.
Well, I mean, he felt that racism will boost up his career. To be fair, boost up, get him some attention. To be fair, it did for a little bit.
Who's he racist towards? What is this tech?
So basically, he hired these 2 Nigerian guys I'm just saying, if you're gonna stage a racist attack, someone of the opposite color, just saying for future reference for all those listening. If you're gonna stage a racist attack, do it right. But yeah, he paid these dudes $3,500 to attack him, put a noose around his neck.
Oh, right.
And then
Yeah.
he called the cops after. And Jussie Smollett said that the money was for meal plans and working out, because I have a picture of these fellows. 1 second, it's here somewhere.
That is super, super odd.
Said for meal and workout plans. Do these two dudes look like they need meal and workout plans for $3,500? Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
That's one plan. That's only one plan. That's literally spent in a day for these dudes. Look at him. Huh. Anyways, but yeah, he's going to be facing some jail time probably.
Yeah.
But what can he do? Free Jussie though. He ain't do shit. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. Free Jussie. Free Jussie. Yeah. Any other recent news that you know?
I think one of the biggest things I wanted to talk about was Canada opting out of the Olympics.
Yeah, diplomatically.
Whatever the fuck.
We
that
still
means.
going.
So in this case, for those who don't know the situation, Canada as a government, we have the Olympics. It's a worldwide kind of event in itself, and Canada decided to opt out diplomatically, whatever that means. I guess like supporting the Olympics, but we're still sending our athletes for some reason.
Right.
For those who know me, I'm a huge Canada fan and I love the Olympics.
You don't fucking say. Do you see what you're wearing right now? Jesus Christ.
But in this case, it's super, super weird. I think this is probably the first times in history that this kind of happened.
Yeah, a few countries did it too. It's not just Canada alone. But I don't think those athletes are coming back. Shouts out, good luck to those athletes. All the best to you when the Olympics come through. But
I don't know, man. That's
a toughie.
It's a weird move.
That's a toughie.
And I guess like with all like the hype around China right now and them having to go through like all this like sort of dramatics around the world, and then now they're hosting the Olympics and people are like opting out of it. I personally don't think Canada should just be sending people over anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, man, take the next 4 years off, wait till the next Olympics happens to.
But we have to bring gold because that brings attention.
But if we opt out diplomatically, do we even really win anything? Like, I guess like
we win gold.
It's weird, man. I don't know.
And people get paid all those 4 years just because of China.
Man.
You know what? Fuck Ennis Freedom.
Weird,
Ennis Freedom, if you're listening, fuck you. Yeah, that is odd. I don't know. Just it's just like it seems like a half-assed protest. It's just like,
yeah, okay,
we're not going to send our diplomats, but like our athletes are still going to compete.
Yeah,
it's just like you're still representing the country. Why you you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like, I don't know. Just what's the point? Just like go full in. Just be like, no, Canada will not support. That shows,
And I think like that's one of the major problems that we're having a lot. I think a lot of like, whether it's like organizations or certain companies only protest half-assed.
Oh, for sure.
And whether it seems to just be in support of like the society in itself or the community to be able to be like, hey, at least we're behind it somehow, but I still want gold. Or yet I still want my 20 G's for bringing home like a medal or whatever it may be. I still want to go play hockey, but it's like, if you really truly want to oppose that view, you want to do it wholeheartedly.
Right.
So super odd.
I don't know. It's a very, very, Canada just has a tough time breaking up.
I don't think it would be fair though if they took their athletes out.
Oh, it wouldn't be fair to the athletes, 100% not. But at the same time, it's just like, I get it. You feel bad for your athletes because they work so hard for all these years to get there. Yeah. But it's just like, if you're going to protest, go all the way. It's just like, just don't do it at all. Yeah. It's just like, I'm not going to break up with a girl, be like, hey, listen, we're done. We still fucking, but we're done.
And I don't want to get too deep into this, but does like athletic ability and like hardship and like working hard towards being an Olympian, does that triumph like humanity's issues? Because that's what we're running into.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I think that Trudeau was really considering the athletes' feelings for it, because I imagine there would be a huge outcry, or if the athletes were not allowed to go. simply because of it's just like he took that in consideration. Like obviously there's going to be people that are just looking at this from the outside and just like, this is a very half-assed protest way of you doing things. But if he had taken the athletes out of it, plus the whole diplomat thing, it would have been just like, damn, I respect you, but you're gonna get so much shit for this.
Yeah.
It would, no, I think he's just thinking about, voters and, it's all about this at the end of the day.
Yeah,
At
definitely.
the end of the day, it makes it go round. I don't have any other news.
That's all my news.
Great. Then we'll start with a topic. The reason why she's here, to help us dumbasses figure out our signs and realize why women don't love me.
So what's in the stars?
So tell me, will I die alone? Oh no, scratch that. I'm sorry. Let's talk about our recap for music.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So 2021, for those who don't know, Spotify and Apple, they had that recap for our most listened to songs, and artists and blah blah blah. We have YouTube Music, which we fully support, and we don't give a shit what you other people say. All right, they have great streaming songs, and they're fantastic. YouTube, if you're listening, the sponsorship should come in the mail. Get the checks ready. We are hustling for you guys, okay? And that's about it. But yes, my streaming thing came in, and you have yours. Who was your most streamed artist again?
Oh well, everyone already probably knows that. There's only 3 artists that I ever really talk about in this podcast, and it's Lupe, and Drew Hill. But my number 1 listened artist all 2021 happened to be Lupe, so that was kind of given.
And that's a fair, because you like Lupe, and I get that. All right. I just want to say for mine, I'm not proud of mine, but I just want to say I'm a Pisces, and this has nothing to do with this shit. And I don't want you guys thinking I'm a pussy or some sort of bitch because of my artist. I got Drake, okay? I don't give a fuck. I don't find it that damn funny. Anyway, I'm just going to say this clear. I am not a bitch. I'm a man.
I thought it was pretty cool that you had Drake. I think it was like...
We're going to skip to the next topic because I don't want to...
Is there a specific Drake song?
No, it just said it made your year. You listened for Drake. I'm not even going to say the minutes because I'm too ashamed.
No,
but
you have
it's
to.
the minutes. It ends up being like, what, 10 hours or something like that?
1,264 minutes.
1,264 minutes. So do the math.
Fine.
What's the math?
1,264 minutes into
that?
Hours is 21 hours.
21
almost
hours.
A full day of Drake.
Full day of Drake. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
How amazing is that?
A full day of Drake.
Fuck.
I thought it was cool. I think that YouTube, it is kind of gimmicky, and I guess it's just cool to talk about at the end of the year, which I like. Like I like the event. I like how people are posting
engaged, it really shows their personality. But at the same time, they're tracking you and they're listening to what you're doing.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're onto you. And they know what's your weakness.
Give me some Lupe ads, man.
Guy,
I'm sure you're getting Drake ads.
Fuck that. I don't want that shit on my phone. You too. I still want the checks, but still. All right. That's all for news for today. Let's get down to the meat sauce.
I think the first thing I do want to go over is something we had on our second screen over here. And well, I guess for those who hasn't already guessed, we're talking about horoscopes today.
Horoscopes.
And like what goes on in the stars and like what's meant to be.
Don't be offensive.
And that kind of stuff.
No. Expert here.
Oh,
Don't be offensive. You can't talk about stars. That could be a really racial slur in the horoscope. Like it could not only be stars, it could be the sun. It could be other planets.
The moon.
Well, in general, it's space. It's planets.
Space.
Yeah.
Planets.
That defines your sign.
Yeah,
like what to you? What are horoscopes? What is what?
Yeah. What is a horoscope for those who don't
your
know?
horoscope. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I mean, like your horoscope would be like.
She's like reciting things off the back of her head.
No, horoscope, like your zodiac would be your sign.
Right.
And like your birth chart. And then I guess horoscopes would just be kind of like your daily or weekly or monthly like overview of what your week or your month is going to look like.
Okay.
And so Yeah,
Interesting.
like a
Okay.
prediction almost.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, and so we're just talking about like the whole Pisces, Gemini, and does Chinese zodiacs fit into this description, like the year of the monkey and the year of the?
Yeah, I mean, in certain cultures, like that would
Yes.
be the zodiac system that you would be basing it off of.
Have you ever based it off of anything such as that?
I mean, I'm not too familiar with the way that it works with like Chinese zodiac because it is kind of, I guess, different from like the Greek zodiac that
definitely.
we're used to.
Right.
But like I'm sure people base it off of that more so than like what we're used to here.
Okay.
I think like me growing up in like an Asian
Yeah.
house culture kind of thing, we went by that, and like my mom swears by that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And like Cambodian culture, we actually have its own like astro horoscope book that my mom legitimately reads and like goes by and like talks about like her decision making and the decision making of her partner, and even for her kids. Like for us, I remember growing up and then being like, Brian, that girl is not compatible with you because she happens to be like the red monkey of the season or the bad monkey season.
Yeah, because there's colors associated.
Because there's like
to it.
colors
What?
associated
Yeah.
to it, and then like it's split into 4 quarters. So like I think I'm like the water monkey or something like that. And then there's like an earth monkey and a fire monkey and a, I don't know. There's shit like that. But and then it's supposed to determine exactly like what your day is, how you act to certain things. I don't know. But I know that it's huge in Asian culture, and definitely there's that difference between like the Greek culture is what you're saying, like what we're used to when we talk about Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Pisces, whatever it may
what
be, kind
in
of
the
thing.
racial profiling is going on here? Holy moly! It's just, that's a thing, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Damn.
it's super different. And I've grown up around it my whole life, probably just because of my mom. My mom's like super
into
yeah,
is she
into that kind of-
superstitious and stuff?
Oh
or-
yeah, hell yeah.
Mm.
But that's a different
A
episode.
whole different
in-
episode.
A different episode in
Yeah.
itself. But yeah, I know it's super different to be able to kind of go back to that, and people basing their lives off of like these things that were just written at one point in time
Right.
by somebody, you know.
By some dude, probably
know.
on the Molly, just like Jupiter is telling these Pisces that they need to stop what they're doing. You know?
Probably like
Oh boy.
the horoscope or like yeah,
But
the whole
it
zodiac
worked.
thing was like made centuries ago, and like who knows what that guy was on?
Yeah,
He was,
but
like,
it worked out. Homeboy's just
Yeah.
like, whoa.
looking at the stars and was like, no, it's like a
Okay.
snake.
All right, so we're gonna start off with our signs. I got Pisces.
It's like, you know, when you're like picking like cards or something.
Yeah,
like that,
just
or picking
like-
sticks. Oh, I got
Because
Pisces.
it's by birth, so
Mhm.
I got
the long end of the stick.
yeah bullshit. Because I'm seeming like a bitch today, so I got Pisces. Drake is my freaking thing, and then literally as I'm going on this app, which is called CoStar, introduced to us by Alesha. CoStar, send a check.
Yeah, send a check,
Alesha
CoStar.
introduced us, so let's get it going. The literal last section of it is how often does a Pisces cry? Listen here, sons of bitches at CoStar. I want to be clear that you know what, Pisces has this rap of being sensitive, but I listen to some hood ass shit too, okay? So don't fucking hold on. What does this one guy say? From a Pisces sun? It's been a few months. I was sitting at a table with my best friend talking about the future we're creating for ourselves. I felt anxious and helpless while at the same time feeling fueled with joy and excitement. All from the question, am I ready for this?
Mhm.
What the fuck is going on here, bro?
That's on an
Just
app
ask
for
me-
Pisces.
Just ask me if I'm ready for this.
Are you ready for this?
Whoa.
You're ready to be in tune with your
I mean,
feelings?
Yeah,
I,
Carlos is definitely in tune with his feelings.
holy.
So for all the ladies out there,
Fuck. God damn, man. But yeah, that's my sign. I'll read you the Toronto Star has a daily horoscope, so I'm going to read you my sign.
so before we get
before
into
we do
this,
that,
before we get into this,
yeah.
I want Alesha to talk a little bit about like the generic horoscope stuff that gets sent out in like the Cosmopolitan and like the
Yeah.
newspapers and stuff like that. Is that considered
is that
like a
something?
true-
Is that something you would dive into? Just like They may be something on. They may be onto
Well-
something.
Or is it like the Toronto Star? You guys aren't
Yeah.
astrologists or
I mean,
whatever it is. Like,
whoever like writes these horoscopes for like newspapers and magazines and stuff, like I'm sure they're interested in, unless they're like an actual astrologist, I would just say it's kind of like filler. It's not completely
It was
accurate.
written by Mecca Woods.
Oh, so she
Mecca
is an
Woods is a
astrologer.
New York
Shout out
City.
to
She's
Mecca
from
Woods.
New York City, so I'm not even listening already. We're gonna remove. It's called Toronto
Yeah.
Star, pal. Like, what do you? Can we get some Torontonians to tell me what's up with my future? Like, get a load of this person. A New Yorker gonna tell me what the fuck is going on with my life? Fuck you.
Mhm.
All right, but here's the Pisces from that New Yorker.
So this is today's New Yorker Toronto
New
Star.
Yorker Toronto Star horoscope for Pisces. Give yourself permission to focus a little more on yourself. Dressing up or updating your grooming or beauty regimen will make you feel good on the inside and out.
Okay, so how do you feel about that?
I actually walked by a MAC today, and they told me that this eyeliner would look so good on me. And you know what? I think I'm going back tomorrow.
Yeah, you feel good when someone said that.
I
to you?
mean, I'm not gonna lie, I almost punched him out, but I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I don't know. Well, what is beauty regimen?
Okay, but like, yeah. So if you're
yes,
reading that,
Yes.
it's very general, right?
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, maybe you did walk by a Mac store and someone was like, buy
Mm.
this because it looks nice, and it's like, give yourself permission to focus a little more on yourself. Doesn't necessarily mean like your clothing or like, it's just kind of like be in tune with yourself. Like actually, like
My mental
what do
health.
you need? Yeah. And like if it is dressing up or grooming, like which some people do that when they're feeling bad, it's like maybe that is something that you should kind of like play around with and see if it actually does help.
Interesting.
Yeah, all of this shit you just have to
Is
take with a
this
grain of salt.
all because you had mentioned earlier about Sun, Jupiter? Can you
Mhm.
describe what's the difference between Sun, the Jupiters, the Mars, the
Well-
Venus? Actually, you know what? Before that, let's all talk about our signs first, and then we'll get into that.
Okay.
All right. What's your sign?
I'm supposed to be a Gemini.
Yeah, you didn't look up your birth chart.
I
You didn't download the app?
didn't download the app.
What the fuck? I had it on my phone and shit, dude.
I only asked you to download the app.
That is horse shit. You have to download the app.
I actually have your birth chart here.
Oh.
Thank you, Jesus. That's
You
why
know.
you're the guest. You're the best guest.
I needed to know while we were dating
Yes.
if we were compatible.
Wow.
Curious. Just curious.
Interesting.
So please tell me, Alesha,
How-
what is
do you do this for all your
No, it was literally just Ryan.
Wow.
But the app came out.
am I ever
around the
gonna
same
meet Lupe
time.
Fiasco?
No, you're not gonna. Okay, it's not. a magic
Jesus
eight ball.
Christ.
It's literally just your birth chart.
God.
What does it say about Geminis as an overall sense? For any of those, I know a couple of my friends are Geminis that are probably listening. So please tell me and the rest of the Geminis that are listening what we're supposed to
What's the
expect
general idea?
as of
Gemini?
today or my month
Yeah.
or what I'm like or whatever it may be.
Like
And
what
should
a
I find
Gemini-
another co-host for the blank? Like, is he toxic for me? Is he a problem?
Let me
Yes.
see.
Yes,
Stay
he is.
clear.
Okay,
Gemini.
so well, if you want to know what your sun like, so you're Gemini, and that would be your sun sign.
Mm.
And it says here, Geminis are fundamentally dynamic, quick-witted, eclectic, and curious. They're fascinated by everything. Their childlike energy is often scattered in a million directions. And on a social level, this may come off as gossipy or flaky.
They don't call me the ghost for
So-
nothing.
Oh, for God's sake.
Um,
What the shit? Oh my God.
but like with your whole birth chart, like
Uh-oh.
it's
It's like off the round, off the charts.
there's a lot because you're also looking at your moon sign and your Mercury sign. And like the chart that I have for you right now is just our compatibility thing. So I don't have like your in-depth
okay.
chart, which I mean you could look up at any point.
I have mine here
But
actually.
yeah, like let's look at yours and see
Yeah.
what it says.
What it says houses on the, what does that mean? What are the numbers?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just pay attention to signs. So like yeah. So like
This is my
read what your
sun.
Pisces is.
My sun in Pisces. The sun determines your ego, identity, and role in life. It's the core of who you are and is the sign of you're most likely to already know. Your sun is in Pisces, meaning you are fundamentally dreamy, insightful, and in your own world. You exist on a chaotic plane of the divine that is not at all material. Your rich imagination endows you with a strong intuition for hidden emotional currents. When you take offense, it is deeply, and you aren't necessarily interested in reconciliation. That's bullshit. I fucking forgive all the goddamn time. I'll forgive you, you two, for giving you that bum ass fucking review. It's your fourth house. It's in your fourth house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through your home and family.
So one thing I want to throw in really
Oh,
quickly
for
is
God's
that
sake.
for anyone who knows Carlos on a personal level, if that was wrong or right, please comment or send us an email because I would love to know.
Would you get your fundamentally dynamic ass? Jesus. So I have the moons here. I have ascendant in ascendant in Scorpio.
That's your rising sign. So read that one. Because that's your ascendant or your rising sign would be what people perceive you as.
As a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Is that
Fascinating.
that's what it means? So you're rising.
Or it's like,
sign?
oh, sorry, it's how you present yourself to the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I'm trying to present myself as one toxic ass motherfucker. That's right. Makes sense. Your ascendant is the mask you present to people. Oh, it says right there in the first sentence. Okay. It can be seen in your personal style and how you come off to people when you first meet. Some say it becomes less relevant as you get older. It changes every 2 hours. So if it doesn't make sense, reconfirm your birth time to be sure. Your ascendant is in Scorpio, meaning you come across as passionate, incisive, cunning, strategic, and perceptive, meaning I am none of those things.
Yeah, you probably got your time wrong.
Man, you were supposed to be born 2 hours before that.
Right? And then I would have been. Your intense and tenacious drive comes off as intimidating and powerful, if not malicious or aggressive. Jesus Christ. That sounds
Toxic.
Yeah.
So I guess one question I have for you, Alesha, is that why do you think people truly believe in this stuff?
Because I think it's just a guideline. Like you don't, like I said before, like you don't have to pay attention to every detail and like really base your whole life around it. But it's definitely something that it's like, oh, like whenever I read mine, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense because that's exactly how I feel at sometimes. Or like, this is how I do come off to people. Like I've been told that I come off this way to people. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt and just, yeah, it's just a guideline.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps when you don't understand what's going on in the world or like how you're acting. It's kind of like nice to read these things and ground yourself and be like, yes, I am that person. Especially if it's like more of a positive thing. You kind of like forget who you are sometimes. So reading this kind of like brings you back into your fundamentals.
It's like, if a person is down and out, some people go to religion, some people go to gym. Some people just, go to horoscopes.
Yeah. I actually knew this one girl who based her whole life around her like birth chart and her horoscopes weekly. Jesus. She actually had like an astrologer that she would always go to. Whoa. And like all her decisions were made based off of these things, like of what they said her month is going to look like.
Holy.
And for the most part, like it was accurate, but you have to kind of think, was it only accurate because you made sure it was like that? Because you already knew beforehand that was going to happen. God, so you kind of like made the choices you made for it to be accurate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Carlos, do you think that you would ever be open to basing your decision making off of the stars? Or, whatever happens to show up on an app or whatever happens to show up in the Toronto Star during that day. I just, not to get into the criticism part yet, but it's just hard to believe that people need or actually use this guideline. Like religion, I can understand because it talks about like after death, because that's one of the biggest things with religion. And we're not going to talk about religion the whole episode, but like finding out what happens after death is a big reason why religion is like huge. You know what I mean? Because people don't, this focuses on your day-to-day or your month in itself or your decision-making in your career or whatever it may be. But instead of actually like, not maybe just allowing it to happen, but like you said, it's these paragraphs that you happen to read online or whatever it may be, however you get your horoscopes, and that skews your decision-making because somebody said that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with religion too, right?
Right.
People base their lifestyles around the Bible. Or
Yeah,
like
that's true.
whatever religion they're like,
That
they
is
base
true.
it off of like, what can I do here and now in order to get to heaven or wherever? Like, how do the decisions I make now affect my afterlife? Which is like how people see horoscopes. Like, just like a guideline, a book, a manual.
One of the things that we were talking about, and like when I was researching this initially, and Alesha was there while I was kind of like looking at videos and like reading stuff online, and then it's that some people use it as certain excuses for them to make decisions during the day, or like just, hey, my Mercury level is in retrograde on the eighth phase of the sun or whatever it may be. That's why I'm feeling like a shitty ass person today. Or I get to be an asshole because Mars is in a certain position behind the sun that's rotating on its left axis or something like that. And
what scares me is that she understood everything.
No, that's all gibberish.
And like that kind of
But
stuff.
I get it.
Yeah, like one story I actually have, I had a really good friend and I got to meet her friends, and then one of the friends I got to speak to and over one night, and I remember just asking, I'm like, oh, like, so what do you into? Like, what do you like and stuff like that? And she was like, yeah, I just like work and stuff like that. And then finally, when we had like an extra 2 drinks, that's when she was like, oh, like I bought this new rock, it's supposed to make me successful, or because I had to buy this rock because my moon is in this certain phase and this rock is supposed to reflect the moon and it being close to me and giving me like energy to be able to be more successful in my career. And after hearing those things from like certain people and them being like fully serious about it, I get the extremist part of it because everyone needs something to believe in, but it's just that sounds, and sorry, but ridiculous to me. You know what I mean? Like that. And that's the hard part. Yeah, so I'm sorry.
You're trying to get us canceled by the horoscope community, astrologies. Huh.
But I'm open to learning. It's just like,
fuck, we have a guest, man. And that's it. And that's our one and only guest is Alesha. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
very
just,
odd.
you know, to each their own. Everybody has their own beliefs and whatnot. In terms of me personally, I don't know. It's just, I don't see myself using horoscopes. Like I get like, you know, the whole sensitive thing. Like I can be sensitive, you know, quite a bit, but I mean, I get it, but I don't see it using it on my day to day. If it was like a situation where I was like down on my luck and I needed something, maybe I'll look to it, but I don't know. I don't see using it for my day to day or like to, you know, help with my decisions. You know, I like to be in control of what I'm doing. I do have a story though. I matched with a girl on Tinder once, and legit, the first question she asked me was, "What's my sign?" And I'm just like, why? And she's like, "Oh, it's just lets me know if we're compatible and blah 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 blah." And I'm like,
People do that.
okay. I'm like, yeah, I said I was a Pisces. She's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what she said. I think she said Libra, but I don't remember.
Were you guys compatible?
I don't think she said we were. She gave this whole ass paragraph, and then I LOL'd at it, and she blocked me. And yeah, I was like, holy shit. I'm like, okay, but yeah, no, people take this really serious. Like she was like really into it. I had no idea. Like it was my first time ever meeting up with somebody who took it that serious to you know, help maintain as to what relationship she'd like to be with people. So I'm just like, god damn.
I mean, I've definitely done that.
Well, you've done your research behind it. Like, have you upfront asked them or like?
No, for me it's like it was just out of curiosity too, because I've done that with like it's always after the fact, like after I've already met them, after I already have like established like a friendship or a relationship. But like I have looked at, you know, like my compatibility with like my previous boyfriends, like my exes and stuff. And then you read them and you're like, yeah, like no wonder we weren't compatible. Like no wonder it didn't freaking work.
God damn.
And it's like, it's all general, and like depending on how accurate it really was, it did make sense, you know?
But like, we're good now, right?
I mean, yeah, like for now we're great.
God,
I mean, what
man? With my moon phase.
Not looking forward to that daily horoscope.
But like, I even remember reading like my compatibility with Ryan, and I was like, this doesn't sound like Ryan, you know? Like, so again, like, who knows? Like,
So that was
Everybody's
one of the things, like, to start to get into not the criticism of it, but like to start to talk about maybe the downsides of like horoscopes. So Alesha has an app that is supposed to tell me or who I am in a general sense. And then when Alesha happened to read it, it was like, this isn't Ryan, or it just doesn't sound like Ryan, kind of thing. And for one of the people that I spend 24/7 with my day, or like as my day, and it's kind of like she knows me best. And it's like, if these apps
Unless you're hiding things. Just saying.
That's
the
another
episode.
episode.
Carl's getting a whole bunch of
I'll keep recording. Holy, okay.
But in that case, it's kind of like, and I get there's always going to be anomalies. There's even anomalies in
Yeah.
science. There's even anomalies in, you know, math and stuff like that. Well, maybe not math, but it's just odd that this is still kind of profound thing. And I think that
Is odd the word to use? That's offensive. You're trying to get us canceled. I got you, girl.
I'm definitely not trying to get canceled. That's for sure.
But I mean, was there ever a time where you were like reading these horoscopes where like when it really mattered to you? Like there was a moment in your life where you depended on the horoscope a lot and then it didn't happen and you're just like, what the fuck?
Not like dependent on it.
Not, yeah, I don't want to say like, okay, like I'm gonna use this horoscope for this one moment. It has to, but was there like a time where you read a horoscope and you're just like,
Yeah. I
dude.
mean, so there's actually this one astrologer that I've like followed closely for a couple years, and like I can't remember what her name was, but she would post weekly horoscopes, and they were very like, they were paragraphs, like very in depth on like what your week or what your month is gonna look like. I think they were actually monthly or something like that, and I would usually turn to them when I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, why do I feel so shitty? Like, what's going on in my life? Like, and I would look to them and I would just kind of see why all these things are happening. And for the most part, it was pretty like accurate. And it was kind of more so like me grounding myself and understanding like, okay, this is why this is happening because Mercury is in Gatorade or like whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
Like
Mercury is
crap.
in great Gatorade.
Man, great
Yeah,
Gatorade.
God
color.
damn. You just weren't, the reason why you're depressed is you weren't quenching your thirst with this brand new blue, Thunder Blue Gatorade.
Yeah.
You're getting ads.
No, but it did make sense. And
Yeah.
it honestly did help me because I understood myself better, I think, in this general thing that some random person wrote.
Oh, here's your daily thing, Ryan. Since you said Gemini?
Yes.
You're feeling good about the things that you've been accomplishing. Sharing those accomplishments with others could lead to another opportunity.
What? Yeah, I don't know.
You know, you disagree?
I don't disagree with the statement, but I think that the statement can be taught or said about
Yeah,
Sure.
anybody.
about anybody,
Sure.
you know, no matter what grade you happen to fall under, whatever rising sign that you happen to kind of be birthed under. It's just, I don't know. I think like, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it eventually, but if we talk about like the Barnum Effect, and for those who don't know what the Barnum Effect is pretty much that I think it's anything can kind of be sold to an individual so long as it makes sense to that person so that they can make sense of it themselves. So things like horoscopes, people take into consideration to say, hey, like that really affected me, or like that's how, like in Alesha's example, you know, for me to be able to read something that somebody totally just wrote or saw in the stars, and then that was the reasoning for why I had a bad week or why I was acting that certain light. I think that can be said in generic to anybody, especially with like the Toronto Star not being, they're not trying to throw negatives at you. It's not gonna be like, you're gonna die today, or you know,
run.
Oh yeah, something bad's
They're
gonna
on
happen.
to you.
Yeah, they're on to you. You know, like, or like, it just the genericness of it, to be able to have somebody accept these generic kind of like statements about people in general, and then think of it that it's specialized towards themselves. I think that's the part I don't fully understand, because like I remember I was watching this video the other day, and they were saying how like, oh, like this is the reason why I'm feeling bad is because, you know, it's this part of the phase of the moon or whatever like that. But then whenever I was being a shitty person, I looked back at myself and was like, I'm having a bad week because I'm a shitty person. You know
Not
what I mean?
because
Not because of
Mercury.
Mercury happened to be within a certain phase of the moon or whatever like that. And it's because I happen to be the bad person, or I happen to be having a shitty week because I'm not making the week better for myself, kind of thing. And I think that this is where I get skeptic about these things like that, where you just generically talk about certain like lifestyle aspects where it could be said about anybody. You could be having a great week, and then your horoscope tells you you're supposed to be having a bad week, and then it just goes fully against exactly what the moon and the stars are supposed to be saying for you, kind of thing. Like that's the weird part for me.
So if you were to like go for like the horoscope, like the app, like CoStar, download
Shout out to
today,
CoStar.
and it was more personalized, would you give it more of a chance if it wasn't as general?
No, I don't think so. And for those who know me, I'm pretty standoffish and stubborn in relation to being open to
Oh Jesus!
people trying to tell me
Now that's gonna be
exactly
a whole last episode. Tune into that one.
you subtle like aspects,
Just like Jesus.
you mother.
Just like
No, I would never do that.
But it's funny. I don't know, but I get it. I 100% get where people are coming from, kind of thing. So it's just odd to me. I don't know.
there's just some people just need answers. You know what I mean? They're just not sure who to look to. You know, they may not have like an influence in their life.
May not be religious.
Yeah, it may not be in terms of religious. It's just like they need it. You know, it's a life is such a crazy thing, and people, you know, get like, you know, anxious, or you know, it drives them crazy if they don't have something to guide them through. And so I feel like, you know, when people look at horoscopes, it keeps them sane. At the same time, you probably think they're fucking crazy, but you know, they just, you know, they going through some shit, and you know, the horoscopes got them where they are so far. So they're like, you know, let's keep this rolling for now, and then if shit falls over later, then you know, no, I might become a Buddhist, or you know.
Yeah, it's like a form of spirituality, and spirituality is pretty much subjective. So
definitely, and I can fully.
It's just another belief system.
Here we go.
With that.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
There was no if there.
Yeah. What's your sign?
But.
What's your sign again?
I'm a Leo.
What does that mean? What is a Leo?
Well, Leos are a bit narcissistic, apparently, and they're always out there.
This one, she
super
never
extroverted.
That's another reason why we didn't want her on the show. She won't shut up about herself. She never does. No, she's actually very sweet. So
I am a Leo, but I don't know. I've been told by a lot of people that I don't come off as.
I've never ever had an experience with you where you came across as a narcissist.
Yeah, right.
Ever.
See, that's another thing, because I am so there's these things called cusps, and it's basically like
cups.
Cusp.
Oh,
so if
I'm like, we have cups.
Yeah, cups. No, if you are born at either like the very beginning or the very end of your zodiac. So like for me, I'm born July 23rd, and that's the very start day. It's the start.
Okay.
So I'm on the cusp of Cancer and a Leo, and those are two conflicting signs. It's a water sign, and a Leo is a fire sign. So it's like I kind of hold both elements in a way, because I'm so
close to the start and near the end of the other. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's probably why I don't come off as a Leo, but internally.
And do you feel that that's true to like your being, like that you have that aspect of both signs?
I definitely think so. Like I'm pretty flashy with like what I wear and like how I dress, and I'm pretty like drawn to shiny things and luxuries.
Oh boy. Sorry,
but I'm also like, I also like go with the flow of like, which is usual with like water signs, right? And Cancers are supposed to be like very emotional, and I can be like that, but like also very stubborn and hard headed. And
oh dear!
Don't fucking tell anyone I cried, kind of thing.
Oh boy! Oh boy! We'll read yours thing today for a Leo. You might be feeling a bit moody or withdrawn. It's okay to take some time to yourself to regroup. Open up to someone you love. You'll be glad for the support. You're free to go.
All right, thanks. I'm gonna paint my nails now.
So what is this? Yeah. So what does this say? Like, is there any truth
to this?
I mean, I'm always moody.
So it is right. So this chick from New York is onto something.
Wrong.
Oh my God, the Messiah has risen.
I would say that this is like really general, and I wouldn't say this is how I'm feeling today specifically.
So fuck off, Mecca. You're done. Peace out. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, like those ones, like I don't pay attention.
No, you don't
to
pay
those
attention to
ones.
those.
I
No.
pay attention. So I actually remembered what that
Uh-oh.
horoscope lady's name was. Channy Nicholas.
Shout out to Channy Nicholas.
course,
I hope you're doing
I
well.
think that's how you say it.
Obviously,
Channy
yeah.
or Channy
I hope you're doing
Nicholas.
well.
Of course.
But like, I'm trying to find the horoscopes, but like literally, they're just so long and so in depth. And if anybody wants to actually like see what a real horoscope, like what an astrologer would actually give you, like I would say check her out first.
What's her name again?
Channy Nicholas.
Channy Nicholas. For anybody who's looking for that,
See,
Channy Nicholas.
typical Gemini. They
Reach
don't pay
out.
attention. That's their issue.
CHANI. Yeah.
Hmm. So what is a Venus?
Venus is I think your love
Love.
sign.
Ooh. So let's read that for myself.
Yeah.
Venus in Aquarius.
Mm.
That makes sense because Pisces is fish, which I'm not. I'm a goddamn lion. And Aquarius, we're referring to water. So fish go into
Yeah.
water to breathe and to live. So that makes sense, compatibility wise. Venus determines how and what you love. It indicates how you express affection and the qualities you're attracted to. Your Venus is in Aquarius, meaning your romantic side is unconventional, intellectual, and somewhat detached. You can be bubbly and obvious when you like someone, but typically you prefer forms of intimacy less obvious than romance. It's in your third house. I can't even afford a down payment for one house. What does that mean?
I don't actually know what those houses are.
Meaning that for you, love is often expressed in the things you know and you're familiar with.
Yeah, and would you say that's accurate to like your love life? What you try to look for in a partner?
It makes me sound like I'm clingy and as fuck here.
What?
Don't you think so? Like the part where, especially where it says, typically you prefer forms of intimacy. Oh, no, not that one. You can be bubbly and obvious when you like someone.
And for anybody who's been on a date with Carlson or
What the
so,
fuck?
then please
No.
send us an email,
No.
shoot me a DM.
No.
I will download
want
Instagram just
you
to
on
read those.
Fuck that. No. Okay. So clearly these planets have some sort of influence on your signs. So we have your ascendants, your Plutos, your moons.
Yeah.
Like so the sun, to my understanding so far, what we are understanding and then by what we talked about so far, and my understanding is quite limited. Your sun sign is basically your generic.
Your fundamental being.
Yes. Where and so
Like I think it says here, even there's a description. The sun determines your ego, identity, and role in life.
interesting.
Yeah. So I guess subconscious being, or your psychological
Fascinating.
makeup.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I think what I would like to get into now is
Yes.
the compatibility part. of it.
Yes.
And I know that Alesha did bring up a little bit about like our past in relation, like what signs we are and whether that app says we're compatible or not. Carlos, have you ever in the past looked up any sort of, maybe you met a girl and was like, hey, I want to see what her sign is, just to see what people are saying, kind of thing? Or like, have you ever done that?
Personally, no, I haven't. Back in like grade school, girls would look it up. They'd ask me for my sign, then they'd look it up, see if they'd be compatible and what it would say.
Yeah.
But again, these are children, and in my adult age, no, I've never, except for that one Tinder date, I've personally never, looked up anything to see if we'd be compatible, like sign wise. It's not something that really comes to my attention.
Would you be open to it?
Looking up a sign?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd look it up myself. I'd be interested in hearing it if someone brings it up to my attention, for sure.
Like, don't you want to know if you're compatible with like your favorite celebrity? Like that's what I would look
Oh,
at.
that's a good idea. Why don't we just do that?
I've never
Like, who's your
thought about
celebrity
that
crush?
whatsoever.
Who is my celebrity crush right now?
It was Regina King, for those who listen to our old episodes.
She's beautiful.
For our old episodes.
Okay, let's find out. So we'll do some research right now on Regina King. Regina, if you're listening, if we compatible, so she was born January 15th. What does that make her?
I don't know.
Okay, that helps.
Look up the birthdays.
So
January 15th.
hold on. Or what is it? Horoscopes?
While Carlos is typing this in,
Yeah.
for anybody who is listening, I would love to hear about your views on
Wait,
horoscopes.
No, put up zodiac.
Hit us up,
then-
DM
it
us,
says here.
Instagram us, Gmail, whatever it may be. I would love to hear your view on it. So
So
please
what
hit
was
us
it?
up.
January 15th. So it'll make her a Capricorn. So I'm a Pisces. She's a Capricorn. Let's get it.
So right now we're looking up the compatibility between Regina King and Carlos motherfucking Osei.
Yeah. So she's it even says on all that wasting the goddamn Google, and it says right here. All right. It says, Regina, listen close. When Capricorn and Pisces join together in a love match, on the surface, it may appear to be opposites attracting. Ooh. Capricorn is down to earth and regimented with a very strong work ethic, while Pisces tends to be more emotional and dreamy, takes on the needs of those around them. I don't like this already. Let's move on to the next topic. This couple is honest and can be devoted to one another. They can admire one another. Capricorn appreciates Pisces' kind nature, and Pisces is drawn in by Capricorn's quick wit and tenacity.
So in this
Sounds
case,
promising.
do you take this into consideration, Carlos? What do you think about this statement?
I don't know. It doesn't really do much for me. Realistically, I'm not gonna. I mean, now that I know it, if I do end up going on a date with a Capricorn, if something does come up here, if I remember it, I'll be like, oh, well, ain't that something? But it wouldn't influence me to go back to it for anything else.
Mhm.
That's what I feel normally when I look at horoscopes. Like someone told me something about a Pisces, and then if the situation happened, I'll be like, oh, what do you know? You know, like, oh, I am a sensitive, or oh, I am. What does it say about me here?
Emotional and dreamy.
Okay, you don't have to. And yeah, you know, like if I do end up being emotional and dreamy at one point, I'll just be like, oh, huh, isn't that something?
It was real all along.
All along, and I just shit on it like it was nothing. What else does it say here? This relationship may develop slowly, the two not necessarily recognizing its progression, but it will get stronger over time. Regina, baby, if you're listening, we may not, you know, it may have some rough beginnings, but trust me, when it gets there, it'll get there. The signs don't lie. We have an expert right here that says it too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's do it, Regina. Call me.
So Alesha, do you truly believe that like compatibility in the signs, like for like love interest?
Half and half.
Uh-oh.
Why half and half?
Because I'm a bit skeptical about these things too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
But you're the expert.
You keep calling me an expert. I like literally don't know the houses. I don't know half the stuff.
You cannot be telling our people we legit we don't have money to
Our subscribed
decided
viewers,
to
our paid viewers expect that
you know we expect a goddamn expert, so let's provide these
Okay,
goddamn.
I'm an expert.
Thank you.
My expert opinion is
Yes.
that I only half and half believe in this stuff. Because I mean I enjoy reading it. I enjoy thinking about these things, and I like looking up if I'm compatible with somebody, or like I like looking up if me and my friends are friends because of like outside factors or internal things, right? But again, someone who's not gonna like I'm not gonna base my whole life around this, and like sometimes it's just not right. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not right. And like looking at it, like even this, I'm kind of just
Carlos doesn't have a shot with Regina King.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you
I
imagine
mean-
that? Can you imagine her as a pastor at a Sunday show?
Unless
Just
you're
like,
not-
hey, I'm just reading this Bible here, just like I'm not gonna lie, like this Jesus guy, I think he's full of shit. But I mean, at the same time,
water to wine,
I mean,
that
like, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's like your spirituality. Like for me, it's like your spirituality is fighting with your logic. You know,
That's the best.
Holy
It's like
shit.
I want to believe in all these things because I do feel like the universe does help you, and like if you really like, I feel like every being has the answers. You just have to look for them within yourself, and the universe is there to kind of like draw those answers out. But at the same time, I'm like, what? Like, does that even make sense to me? Like, when I hear myself say it, I'm like, what at the what? You know? It sounds nuts, but then also
Holy.
I enjoy it because again, like you can't base everything off of logic and science. Some things are just there and some things just happen. So it's like supernatural things. Like you can't explain like half the things that go on, like what the afterlife is like, if ghosts are real, but you just believe in them. So yeah, spirituality fighting with your logic. And that's what zodiac signs and like all these birth chart things are like for me.
Fascinating. That got really deep there.
Yeah, man.
Holy shit.
One thing I definitely don't give horoscopes and like this kind of like,
I just
I don't
want to
even know
say
what to call it.
you have been shitting on horoscopes this entire time. Like there is like not one thing
I
nice
know
thing.
for someone who hasn't read their birth
You know what I
chart,
mean? Like
I
you have
think
not
need
read
to get
like
your information straight.
yeah,
first.
just like
wait. The one thing I was gonna say, and the thing that I don't give horoscopes enough credit for is definitely the social aspect of it. I can definitely understand, and I like the concept that people can come together based off of just horoscopes. It doesn't have to be, in comparison to compatibility. Like if you go on a date with somebody, yeah, maybe your love interests don't work, but maybe you guys become friends. And horoscopes somehow became a conversation that you guys, both come into or both make decisions on. The great thing about that, the app, like you said, is that it actually brings other people together that have the same sort of horoscope as you, and then you can potentially connect with them to be able to widen your range in relation to your social aspects. So I think the greatest part about horoscopes, my opinion personally, is that it does bring certain groups of people together. Even if it's not in love interest, not in like whatever people are looking for, but the greatest aspect of it is that it does happen to bring people together. Like Geminis sometimes will group together. Like I was even reading about how there's certain horoscope groups that have meetings together to be like, hey, like how you as a Gemini, I'm a Gemini, we're not friends, but we meet together and talk about like our day and we talk about our month together and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool to be able to kind of come together because of horoscopes. That's one thing I don't give enough credit. So I'm not to shit on it. I'm not going to sit on here and fully shit on it the whole night. I think it's definitely, there's a good aspect to horoscopes for sure.
Yeah.
There's
like 2 social planets apparently. There's 2 planets to describe your social skills.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
There you go, shitting on it again. What is your deal? So I'm gonna read my social planets, please. And then we're gonna go off. So Jupiter is one of the 2 social planets. Jupiter rules idealism, optimism, and expansion. It's also very philosophical. Your Jupiter is in Virgo, meaning you grow and find understanding through careful thought, goal setting, and hard work. It's in your 10th house, meaning you find success through goals and responsibility. That's one. The other social planet, Saturn, rules responsibility, restrictions, limits, boundaries, fears, and self-discipline. Your Saturn is in Aquarius, meaning you struggle with obstinacy. Yeah, a superiority complex and being overly detached. It's in your 3rd house, meaning you have had difficulties with the things you know and are familiar with. You don't say.
I don't know.
Familiar with. Anyway.
That really makes sense to me.
What?
That didn't really make sense to me.
No?
I don't really understand. Yeah.
I don't even.
What's wrong with
give me a synopsis of what that was.
What the fuck? I just learned about these goddamn planets. I can't name it. What?
I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna read to you if me and Ryan are compatible or not. So this will really show us whether we get along, whether we should remain friends, or
This is a good
whether
one.
to cancel the show and move on with our lives. So here we go. When Gemini and Pisces come together in a love affair, let's scratch that. But podcast, they can make a very empathetic and mutually satisfying couple.
Mm.
There it is. There it is. You don't have to do that dance. That's not what we're trying to imply to the people.
For those who are listening and
Oh,
not
for
watching our
fuck's
YouTube
sake.
video, strictly dancing at the moment.
Okay. Gemini is cerebral, quick-witted, and silver-tongued, and can bring a dash of humor and intellectual direction to help focus Pisces' dreamy view of the world. Pisces has the gift of intuitive empathy. They connect very well with others on a rather subtle emotional level, and their dreamy nature makes them quite open-minded. In short, Pisces expects the unexpected. Gemini is open-minded as well, mentally both agile and flexible. The twins are gifted at seeing all sides of an issue and at communicating with other people. This relationship is all about flexibility and connection. Oh, wait, hold on. This relates to us even more. Gemini and Pisces make great friends as well as
Lovers,
We're just
baby.
going to end it off of that. But
Lovers, baby.
Pisces is rather emotional and sensitive and can get their feelings hurt when Brad. Listen, I don't want to be clear. Like, fuck this shit, dude. I am not a Drake fan. Okay, fucking.
Like, could this be a part of you that you're just not in tune with?
Are you telling me I'm in denial?
No,
No, fuck it.
What's the term for the mask that you wear? Which moon is that?
For which
Or
planet?
you said the rising?
Hold on,
your
it's,
ascending sign.
So
Your
the
rising
ascending sign of Carlos is the one who
It's a Scorpio.
reflects.
Yeah. So apparently, I come across. It says that I come across as passionate, incisive, cunning, strategic, and perceptive. Your intense and tenacious drive comes off as intimidating and powerful, if not malicious or aggressive.
Yeah.
You get that?
That's
Yeah.
100% you,
What?
Carlos.
That is you.
What are you talking about?
You're doing it right now.
I don't know. I'm in. No.
I think you need to take this into more consideration
No,
for your
fuck
life,
this.
Carlos.
Fuck this, bro. I don't need this shit, dude. And fuck Drake.
I love you,
think
Drake.
Drake
by the
is
way.
a Scorpio too, is he not?
What dates are those again?
That would
He's
make
October
his,
something.
It's like
Yeah, he is a Scorpio.
yeah.
It says you're in a romantic mood. When is it? Which could bode well for making a love match or rekindling the spark with your honey. Meanwhile, art is a source of joy.
Mm-hmm.
That actually
Does
sounds
that
like Drake.
not sound like Drake?
That's horseshit.
That sounds like
Fucking,
Drake.
what's her name again? Fucking Mecca Woods. Special to the star. And let's finish off our relationship, Brian. Let's see where our relationship is going. But even when they do have problems, these partners can forgive and forget easily. Neither sign sees any reason to hold a grudge. Pisces, because they understand their partner's true intentions, and Gemini, because they simply don't have the time to dwell on past hurts.
Yeah. I would say that's pretty accurate of you too.
No time.
I still remember that one time in grade 7 when you fucking, I'll never forgive you for what you did to me at recess. You fucking
You motherfucker, you Gemini.
You bitch. Scorpio season of the fucking fuck.
I don't know.
I can see that. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that could be said about anybody.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
think that you and I share that special bond? No? You disagree
What?
about what he just said?
That could be said by everybody about everybody?
Yeah. Or do
I
you
think
agree?
that
Do you-
last
Well,
paragraph can be said.
Yeah,
about
I
everybody.
think that could be said about everybody, but that's
But
because
in
it's
terms of
you
specifically
two.
with us two,
And like I feel like that
that does describe our relationship
Yeah.
quite well.
like
But-
I listen to you guys talk all the time when you're here doing the podcasts. Like you guys get along, you have chemistry, and that's kind of basically what that thing is saying. It's like you both bring certain elements to the table, and that is why you work well together. You know?
I think the English language has given too much the thesaurus for words that can be put into different paragraphs that can relate to anybody. I think if we put you and Carlos there, or you and Drake's signs there, it could sound similar. They just happen to use different wording for it. I think that's, I don't know.
Let's find out. Let's see. What was your Gemini and Leo? Let's read it. Let's figure out what your relationship is like
Oh,
when I'm
yeah,
not
Ryan?
here. When I'm not here.
Great.
All right,
Yeah.
folks. This is exclusive, guys. So I'm about to read.
Maury.
Yeah, I'm about to read the paternity test. So I'm about to read this description, so we can either witness something really special between these two right now, or domestic violence, and mainly from the Leo, which is this one. Let's see. When Gemini and Leo come together in a love affair, their relationship is playful and high-spirited, characterized by light activity and optimism.
Hell yeah.
That was half-assed. Gemini thrives on mental stimulation and is therefore very attracted to Leo's creative, dramatic spirit. You're a painter.
Yeah.
You're an artist.
And I'm dramatic.
Holy fuck! Holy shit! There can be trouble between these two. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
However, if Leo takes Gemini's flirty, outgoing nature too seriously, you do flirt a lot.
Yeah.
Or if Gemini
Wow.
thinks if Gemini thinks Leo wants to maintain total control of the relationship, yep,
And
facts,
I do.
arguments may break out. Though their approaches are different, Gemini likes to analyze things from all sides in an intellectual conversation, while Leo would rather not talk about it and just jump right in there. They are well matched.
Yeah. That is hella accurate.
Yeah, that is, it's
You know how
scary.
many times Ryan wants to just talk about things?
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, why?
I don't have the time.
I don't want to talk.
Got no time.
Oh shit. Ryan,
No,
you gotta
yeah.
admit, that's a bit spooky. Hold on, let me read this last paragraph. Both Leo and Gemini have a lot of energy. Leo likes to be at the helm of any project, endeavor, or outing. Gemini wants to be free to think as fast and as far as they please. Direct, decisive Leo can help Gemini make a decision if they start to vacillate due to their ability to see all the options, but Leo must take care not to be bossy, which will turn Gemini off.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Okay, so Ryan,
Yes,
based off of
please.
being in a relationship with me for
Yes,
like
you gotta
3 years.
like what like
Tell me what you think
Yes.
about that.
Man, no Anglais.
oh here we go. Here
No
we,
English.
here we go.
See what I have to work with?
Damn. Wow.
I don't know, man. What you said about anybody?
Wow.
Shout out to Sherman, man.
What about you, Alesha? What is that? What do you think when you read it?
Is that
I think that's
100%
very-
accurate?
Yes, that is very accurate
Wow.
because without saying too much about a relationship,
course.
I am the person that has to make the final decision.
Ooh.
And it's not even because I want to all the time. It's because he thinks about too many things, too many aspects.
Man, I'm
And
buying
so
the
it always
plunger
comes down to,
and the new toilet.
yeah, it always comes down to like, whatever you want to do. And then I'd be like, okay, this. Because if we kept going back and forth, no decisions would be made.
Yeah.
Right?
We just have a whole bunch of options.
Yeah.
I like myself some options, you know.
Yeah. You like having the options, and I like making the final decision.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, enough of this
That's pretty
shit.
Oh boy. Gotta
I'm
admit,
just
that's
kidding.
kind of scary. But either or, so it's kind of like, you have the option of sleeping on your bed, but tonight, you're on the couch.
I'm gonna decide.
Yeah, that's a final decision, shit.
All right,
Oh,
I think I'm ready to get my final.
is that your Okay.
I'm kidding.
No, do you want to give your final thoughts? Do you have any final thoughts to say to the young world? Oh.
He's looking at his watch.
No.
What's Alesha and myself's relationship like?
Don't.
Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't even know
Should
how to
we
put
read
that
it?
on paper. Let's find out.
Should
Are
we
you ready
find
to
out?
find out?
Yeah, please.
Are you? You look
Please.
pretty upset. I want to be clear. Me and Alesha have no intentions of entering.
Imagine we're like super compatible.
Oh man! I just flipped the shit. This shit's over. You're like hesitant.
Stop the video.
Let's stop the goddamn video. Okay.
In all fairness, though, like I do have like a few Pisces friends, so it's like maybe
They make great friends.
yeah.
Who knows?
Pisces do make great friends.
Hmm.
I'm not crying. Leo, you said you were again. Here, the last one. When Leo and Pisces join together in a love match, each partner enjoys the new perspective the other brings to life in general. Leo is strong and assertive sign, being free to do what they want, taking command of their surroundings. Pisces is quieter and more reserved and introspective. In many ways, the two are polar opposites, yet both are dreamers at heart. When they care for one another, they fill each other's voids and have a caring, mutually beneficial relationship. Oh, you're like pissed off right now, huh?
Oh, that
we
was
were exact
cute.
opposites.
That was cute.
Leo is a natural leader and in a relationship with Pisces often becomes the guardian of their weaker partner. What the
What
fuck
is
is that
that
trying to
Wait,
imply?
what?
Leo is sorry, I'll read that again. Leo is a natural leader and in a relationship with Pisces often become the guardian of their weaker partner. Pisces in turn gives Leo the audience they need for their, so I'm basically the Leo's punk.
You're my hype man.
Pisces is a sign that, like water, fills whatever container it is poured into. Pisces tend to give themselves over to their love match. A kind heart allows the fish to know Leo in a way that many others don't. Leo's straightforwardness, coupled with that, doesn't pass into conceit, the way Leo alone might act, and isn't overly shy like Pisces alone may be. Huh. Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't see that whatsoever.
Yeah, because I would say that you're a little bit more outgoing than I am in general.
You all right, son?
But
Yeah, no, I'm good.
You look a bit paranoid there.
I
What does
think the stars are coming
the
after
stars are
us,
coming
man.
after me? We're
Jeez.
playing too much, man. All right. Well, that was our compatibility. Overall, yeah, you gotta.
we fill each other's
Yeah, we
voids.
filling each other's voids. Okay, I'm hand in like all right. So what do you have final thoughts to say to the kids?
I think for final thoughts, I don't know.
That's a first. Like you literally have something to say every episode. I think this is
Okay,
just
so
the
I
one.
think horoscopes in general, I don't believe in it
Uh-oh.
whatsoever.
Hmm.
I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I think it's 100% the Barnum Effect.
Oh boy.
There's even like a 13th sign that horoscope people don't even talk about.
Is there?
Yeah, like a few years ago, they found something that like made all the planets shift or made all the zodiac signs shift. So the zodiac sign that you have now, like I'm technically not a Leo, like I'm something else. So they added a sign and it shifted everything else.
Interesting.
But no one talks about that.
But no one talks about that.
Because they don't. It changes
No
too
one wants
much.
to believe it. Yeah.
And it's because, not to get too much into science, but the way that the world rotates, it's called precession. And then over 26,000 years, precession creates a different view on how the stars look at that certain point in time. So then 2,500 years ago, the way that the star looked is not in the same spot as it is as of today. But most horoscopes and like, is it astrology?
Yeah.
Astrologists don't consider it that happened, or they don't take into consideration that the world happens to like change itself over 26,000 years when it's rotating on its certain axis. So that's where the next or the other star or the other thing came in, but they don't even look at that. So it's kind of like, if I was not really a Gemini, I should be whatever July is, or I should be whatever maybe May is. It's like, I don't really know. And I think that it was definitely a great stepping stone in relation to understanding of the world. And I think that science today probably uses that we used from astronomers or astrologists from 2000 years ago to be able to build to where we are now. And I think that's a great stepping stone. I think the social aspect of horoscopes is wonderful in relation to people, and I do believe that it gives answers to people when they need an answer for something, which is a great aspect to have in life. So I definitely agree with it, but
Do you agree with horoscopes?
I agree that it should be in place. I just don't agree with it for my own personal being, is all.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So about Alesha, what about your final
Alesha,
thoughts?
Ms. Guest,
Your final thoughts.
our very first guest.
Well, I do believe in it, I guess.
Oh boy, dude, you are in so much trouble.
Yeah. As a belief system, I believe in it. But again, I take it with a grain of salt. I use my logic at times. I think it's just fun. It's just fun to like look at.
It was fun today.
Yeah.
Didn't you have fun?
That was a good episode.
You're compatible with Regina King.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
isn't that, like, a
Aren't you
nice thing to
happy?
know?
Aren't you happy for me? I'm compatible with Regina King, dude.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
starts
of
off
course.
slow, but then we'll get there.
I think you could be compatible with anybody you want to be.
Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Give me your final thoughts, Carlos.
I think horoscopes are fun. I think they're interesting to read. When you have that off chance where you do relate to it, it's kind of like but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if it's something to read into deeply, but to each their own. If you have your beliefs, by all means, feel free to do what you want. It's your world. We're just living in it.
Definitely.
Just hopefully those that use these, get them out of maybe that dark place or the funk that they're in their lives, and use it for good. Use your horoscopes for good, not evil. So if Selena Gomez happens to be a Scorpio and she rejects you that week, don't use that to
Don't use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
I don't like when people use their horoscopes as an excuse,
Yeah,
or their
it's
zodiac signs. As
Come
an
on,
excuse.
guys.
Yeah.
At the end of the world, at the end of the day, the world is yours. Take that initiative, make the change that you can, heal the world, make it a better place.
Yep.
For you and for me and the entire human race. Made that up my damn self.
Beautiful.
But yeah, thank you.
Rest in peace, Michael.
Thank you. Who?
Michael.
Oh fuck, dude, there's a copyright on shit. But you care about for living, make a better place for you and for me.
Recommendations?
Do I have any recommendations? Read your goddamn horoscopes, motherfuckers. Just in case if they call you a bitch, you got to spice it up a little bit. Got to be more of a Scorpio. Do your recaps. If you didn't like your recaps, change it up for next year. Listen to more Lupe. Listen to more Afro beats. Listen to more Disturbed, more Metallica. To really get out of, to really express the Satanism in your soul. In terms of actual recommendations, I watched Watchmen. We should have like a episode.
Ooh.
That show or movie, both the show and the movies are really good.
I didn't even know they came out with a show.
Yeah, there's like a mini series. You should check it out.
Oh,
You
I
enjoy
love
it.
Netflix?
miniseries.
Yeah. No, it's on Crave.
Oh, okay.
But you can check it out. But
Yeah.
It's really good. I enjoy it. Regina King's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to Regina King.
Regina King.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's really good. I watched Watchmen the other day. Like I watched it for like the second time. I'm like, really good movie. It's very deep. You should watch it.
It's long,
I'll
isn't
watch
it?
It's like an hour, 2 hours and a half.
All
But
right.
no, it's actually like really deep.
I'll watch it.
Like it's you should check it out.
I'll try to watch it. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it the next
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. But
Have
yeah,
you
that's
read the
my.
graphic novel too?
I have it. I want to though. I only it's all. There's only
pretty
like
good.
one. It's not like a comic series.
No, it's just
literally-
one graphic
yeah,
novel.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually really
And it's
good.
a DC comic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
no,
super
it's not like yeah, it's like really dark. It's not like your
Mhm.
average like it's
superhero
no, I
kinda,
like it's
yeah.
not Superman or it's deep. It dives
Yeah.
deep into like the human, human nature in terms of the hero saving. Like what at what cost do we have to do to really get to world peace and shit like that? It's
Yeah.
really
Cool.
good. Nah, man,
That
you'll
sounds
check it
cool.
out. You'll. I think you'd enjoy it. It's definitely a good topic.
Okay. I'll definitely try to look
Please
into it
do.
next week.
Please
and
do. It's on Netflix right now.
All right.
Check it out. But we wanted to thank our first guest ever, Alesha.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
That's crazy.
Thank you
Milestone for the
having
show.
me. Mhm.
We hope to have you again, if you won't.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
But Alesha, you got to give a recommendation.
Yeah, do you have
before we
any
go.
recommendations?
Of like
Pardon.
anything.
Anything.
Could be anything in the world.
No judgment here. Could be a porno flick for a week here.
Well, actually, I just finished
Oh,
watching.
God. I was just like, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah, I just finished watching the fourth season of Fargo. If you haven't
How
seen
is
the
that
series,
show?
really good.
Really?
Really, I haven't even seen the movie, like the
I
old
saw the
movies.
movie. It's actually pretty
And I heard
solid.
it was good.
Yeah.
But I think the show, so like there's 4 seasons, but every season
It's
is
different
different.
one.
It's like an anthology
Yeah.
series. So I think the 4th season, which is the newest one, has Chris Rock.
Oh,
And it's set in like the 1950s, and it's about like, I guess, like gang wars in the 1950s between like rival gang families and stuff. But honestly, like great series to binge watch. The 3rd season I didn't really like so much, but like the first 2,
solid.
yeah, really good.
Okay. Well, you heard it here.
Fargo.
Yeah.
The guest of the week, Fargo.
Mhm.
Check it out on Netflix if you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Please do. Well, in this case, that's this week's episode. Tune in next week as we can talk about whatever shit that comes up then. Other than that, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan.
Bye.
Close enough. We'll take it. Fill it in, though. Fill it in. All right, take care.